stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lost, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
Hello everyone, and welcome back for the final time to the UK MX-5 Pro Series. We are here at the Snetterton 300 circuit, and I am joined by Mr. Marley Watts. Hello.
Hello, I'm glad to be back. I've been on and off throughout the season, commentating and being a spectator, but it's nice to be back to commentate on the final round of the season.
Yep, exactly, and an interesting track to finish it off. It's one that I admittedly don't have much experience with, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to race in the MX-5s. It's always quite interesting racing. So
yeah, well, I mean, with the long back straight into the final sector should be quite interesting. That'll be an opportunity for the MX-5s to draft down into the left kink, Brundle straight, Brundle, I believe the corner is called. It's very difficult for me to keep track of. It's British racetracks. They've always got interesting corner names with interesting stories behind them, but I can never remember the life of me.
Yeah, see if I can get a quick track map up to help us along the way here. But obviously, final race of the season means that it's all to play for the points. I'm not entirely sure of the point system. I'll have to quickly go and grab that, but I'll finish what I'm saying once I've found it.
You looking for the autumn or the overall, the 2021 standings? We do have two standings.
I'm just looking to see how many points you can get out of a weekend.
We're trying to calculate like maximum points haul per weekend.
Yes, probably should have done this beforehand, so apologies for that. But if my calculations are correct, I believe Dan Hunt can't be caught by Pete Newman in the overall.
Interesting.
The main interesting things that we are going to be looking at is between Pete Newman and Jamie Ayres, there's a 135 points between them, Pete Newman being ahead. So if Pete happens to have an off day, which isn't normally the case, then there may be some changes in that. Also, between Andy Maxwell and Peter Van Gool, actually, Maxwell is ahead of him by 37 points, if my maths is correct.
37, yes.
I'm glad my brain isn't slow today.
I mean, with the championships, as has probably been mentioned prior, Newman is in the lead for the autumn championship.
Yeah.
Overall, ahead of Pete Van Gool. But as you say, the overall standings for the season does have Hunt far and away in the lead again, not going to be caught by the end of this weekend. So congratulations to Hunt for that. But yeah, there's a close set of battles behind. Hefford and Bristow, the battle for 7th, separated by 2 points so far. 3 points, my bad. 3 points, I believe. No, 2 points. I'm looking at the wrong numbers. There we go. 2 points between Hefford and Bristow. And then further back, there are a few other close battles. Toon and Viveka? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's taken me a season to get there. Viveka trailing Toon by less than 30 points, 28 points, I believe. So lots of close battles this weekend. Really will be an important weekend for our drivers as they head out. I do have a track map up. I finally have a track map up.
As do I.
So, I wonder if we've got the same track map, because mine also shows me the motorway nearby.
No, I've got that one now.
Coming around this corner, they are very close to the A11.
Ah,
Very interesting statistics here.
the piece of motorway infrastructure running between Norwich and near Cambridge, I believe.
The south, the rest of the south. Not an area I'm too familiar with, unfortunately.
See,
being more northern.
While I am from the south, I'm not from East Anglia.
I don't know what that is.
that's where we are at the moment.
East?
Yes.
Southeast, there we go. Right. I kind of know where things are located. Speaking of located, we are following a gaggle of cars coming down the Bentley Straight. It is a Bentley Straight. So this corner is Brundle after all. It's a very tricky set of corners these are, because
yep. And then coming through a corner that you can't say on the radio, bomb hole.
Yeah, the significant elevation change on the track, I must say. It's a very flat track overall.
I suppose that would be a good thing, because I believe it was an airfield, so if there was significant elevation change, good luck to anyone landing.
I mean, it's all in the challenge, isn't it? So, do you want to take this away, or shall I?
Yeah, I can go for it as we come for a lap of the Snetterton 300 variant coming through turn 1. Appears to be maybe a dab of brakes and change down coming through the fast 90-degree right-hander first corner. Then it's possibly one of the tightest hairpins you've seen on a non-street circuit for turn 2. Turn 3 is just after this short little dash. It's a deceptive left-hander. I feel like quite a lot of these corners are deceptively apexed, let's say it that way. And then coming down the slightly curved straight in towards Agostini is what it's called. Yeah, and now another short dash down to Hamilton. I believe this is actually after Nick Hamilton, not Lewis, if I remember correctly.
Hamilton, yes.
So I think he got the thing named after him before Lewis had anything named after him. As we come now after two right-handers onto the Bentley Straight, and probably going to be a decent overtaking opportunity up into Brundle, closely followed by Nelson. A very devious set of corners. It looks a lot less tricky in the MX-5s than it is in something quicker, but still a tricky corner. And then you got the slightly bizarre camber on the bomb hole corner as we come into a never-ending right-hander. You just got to try and spot your brake marker while you're turning, send it in. That's quite wide. I'm not sure if that's going to count as a lap. But after the left-hander, we're now back on the start-finish straight once again.
So this track it's got every kind of corner on it. It's very much reminiscent of it. To me, it looks like the test tracks that you'd always see in video games, like Gran Turismo and things like that, where it has every kind of corner and it's trying to get you to practice everything. And it's got, your long, fat sweepers, you've got your tight hairpins, you've got your multi-apex turns. And just to top off the Bentley Straight, you've got trail braking through a left-hander into a 90-degree right-hander, a sharp right-hander. So it's an obstacle course, I think. It's more of an obstacle course than some of the other tracks we've seen on the calendar, like Daytona and Hungaroring, where those tracks are very challenging, but the challenge comes more in bursts. So let's say there's one or two corners on the track where specifically you're trying your hardest not to crash or spin out or lose time. Whereas on this track, you're always on your toes going through nearly every corner on the track. I think the only resting places really will be the Bentley Straight, the Senna Straight, and I mean, if you can get a very, very quick breather while accelerating out of the hairpins. So it'd be interesting to see during the race as well, with all the cars bunched up at the beginning of the race, how they're going to handle the first sector with all the cars bumping off each other's doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I feel like any moves that we normally see made into turn 1 are probably going to be made into turn 2, because with the standing start on these cars, I'm not sure you're going to have to brake for turn 1.
I hesitate to think that you would, especially. I mean, we'd be able to tell if the cars coming out the pit lane, if anyone splashes and dashes for a second stint in qualifying, but maybe a lift, not a brake, definitely. Especially if you're on the outside.
Yeah, Pete Newman now saying a 2:05.5. Dan Bristow just coming across the line. 2:05.8, not quite managing to match it. Peter Van Gool also with a 2:05.8, and Martin Sampson here with a 2:05.9. So, yeah, 4 drivers in the 2:05s now.
Starting to see the times tumble. I was about to mention before that our Pete Newman on a 2:06, but shattered that with half a second and change in pocket. So we've got 4 very close times on the board. I'd say 5. I'll include Katz in there as well, who's only a couple tenths off the Samson time. So having a look through the scoreboard, trying to see if there are any championship battles that we can make note of. We do have Newman and Ayres, as you have said, fairly close together on the overall standings. Ayres currently down in 8th position, hoping to improve that. A second down on the qualified time of Newman. If we go further back to the battle of Maxwell and Gould for 4th place in the standings, Gould is ahead because Maxwell's not set a time. That cannot help. And then further back, we've got the Hefford Bristow. So they are basically neck and neck in the standings at the minute. Bristow in 2nd, and Hefford, I cannot see him. Is Hefford not here this week?
Doesn't appear like he's made it, no.
The Momo car not showing up this time around.
Well, he's naturally he's got opportunity to come in on either races 2, 3, or 4, but he'll be starting at the back if he does so. I assume they allow that privilege since the races do get restarted with a manual entry list set.
Just as we see 2 new times pop up at the top of the scoreboard. Newman 5.39. Sorry, Bristow just popped in a 5.6. Rizzo with a 5.7. Gould with a 5.8. Samson in the pits, and Hunt maintaining his time. So 6 cars now into the 205s. Would you reckon Newman is looking for that 204? I think he's really trying to get himself down to that point. He's been drafting all the way through the lap, as far as I can tell from what's the word I'm looking for? The closeness of the times as drivers come across the line. You're seeing, I believe it was Rizzo and then Newman immediately afterwards. So he's using cars to try and get a faster time as we come board with the 118 here of Newman.
Yeah, we'll have a look to see if there's anyone in front of him. It's not necessarily the most useful camera angle, because obviously you're not going to have someone right there.
I believe Rizzo is a second behind according to our timing on the bottom. So...
oh yeah, there you go.
Swapped around. I think Newman getting a bit impatient and wanting to get some clear air rather than the draft down to Bentley straight. Lots of curb there. These cars really can take a beating. Right. I'm going to do some calculations and see whether I can calculate exactly the number of points. So how many points do you reckon a weekend will be? Did you calculate that?
I did not see it, but I could see that Newman got 379 with I believe 11 points for lack of incidents last week. So, no, he just got 379. Oh, that's just counting incident points. Okay.
4 minutes remaining in the championship. Not championship, qualifying. What am I saying? I'm saying lots of words that don't have much meaning.
Yeah, well, it's looking to be around that time. We see this this phenomenon in these qualifyings that you sort of get the best times at around 10 minutes to go. Around 10 minutes, and then they don't seem to really improve on them. So we'll see if that holds true.
I'm going to just adjust my microphone here, so I do apologise.
But we're just seeing Dan Bristow here, currently sitting in second position with a 2:05.63. He's still got about 2.5 tenths to find if he wants to get the pole position.
He's hoping obviously to get the pole position, but starting on the front row here, especially going into T1 with the two cars going side by side through there, I imagine it's a fairly safe place to be as long as he gets a good start. And these MX-5s with the new gearbox. I mean, it's not new anymore. I keep saying new gearbox, but I miss the 6-speed. You know,
I found it.
You found it?
Yes. So if you go to the rules tab, you can see that you get 100 points for a win, 95 for second, 90 for third, and then it just tapers off after that. They do actually have room for 72 drivers in the point standings.
Does the track have room for 72 drivers? I'm terrified at the prospect.
The answer to that question is going to be a no.
I'm terrified at the prospect of 72 cars coming through T1 here, or 72 cars anywhere on the track here, as we see mayhem. I think a good descriptor of that is as he keeps going into the field.
The two Momo cars going for a bit of grass cutting here in qualifying. It's actually got to the point where any drivers in the pits, they are just now in the pits because they won't be able to come out and set another time. So I don't know whether this is maybe a bit of fun and they're done with their qualifying, or whether there's going to be another lap. But nevertheless, Andreas Katz is coming round. I believe if he stays out of the pits, then he's going to be starting another flyer. And it is starting a lap. So he may yet have some more to go. Roy Viveka is just going to come across the line as well. My timings is saying that he's on an out lap. Next across is going to be Alan Toon.
Looking to lifting himself up. No, not quite. 6 tenths down on the best lap. Littler hoping to lift themselves off the back row of the grid. 2:11.3 to beat. Comes around across the line.
And 2:11.4, but he's got another lap. So Jamie Ayres is going to come across the line, but as you can see by... I believe that was an attempted drift.
He's going to put it into the pits,
Yeah, his qualifying was over. We saw that when himself and Van Gool decided to do some grass cutting on the outside of turn 1. But we do still have Andreas Katz on a lap there. Ooh, a lot of curb. That's probably not quicker to be in the air. But but we'll see as he comes across. It looks like it's two yellow sectors. So it's a tidy last lap, but yeah, no, he's going into the pits.
Well, Viveka has a green sector, so more of a prospect to improve their lap. A 6.75 to beat. Coming through the final turn, jumping on the brakes, avoiding the sausage curb, running out wide. Let's see what time Roy can get. They come across the line.
Qualifying mode being as useful as ever for our timings, so we don't know what he's going to do until it comes up. It's a 2:06.7, but that doesn't put him up any positions, but it is slightly quicker. But that will signify the end of qualifying.
All right, well, shall we go through our drivers' standings for the race?
I will once the option becomes available to me.
As Viveka gets, I'm going with Lost. I think Lost is I'm
There's a bit of a shortcut there.
He's got Snetterton 200 in his head, not 300. I mean, I can rattle off a few names before the graphic comes up. So our pole sitter, of course, is, if I can get it up, Pete Newman, with a 5.395, the fastest lap of anyone, with Bristow in second, just a tenth behind. Rizzo taking up the third slot on the grid. Van Gool in fourth alongside Sampson in fifth, and Hunt in sixth with almost identical times in qualifying. Watch that 6 flip upside down to be a 9.96, not a 9.66. We've got Katz in seventh, almost got a beautiful lap together, but unfortunately didn't go quicker, with Ayres alongside in 8th position. Roy Viveka in 9th, hopefully taking the correct layout around during our race, with Joe McDonald alongside him on the grid. Carl Jacquelet in 11th, and Craig Jones, our leading amateur driver, Hardy in 13th. As we scroll our graphic here, and Kellerman in 14th, not too far behind. Carl Hardy in... No, I've said him already. There we go. Michael Barry is not Carl Hardy and will be starting 15th, with Darrell Wright alongside in 16th. Alan Toon and Andy Littler bringing up the back of our field. And the remaining cars not taking in qualifying, I don't know if we'll see them in the race, but keep an eye out for Maxwell, Malcolm, Morton and Hansford in our name on our timing board here.
Yeah, we will be seeing them in the race, I believe. We've still got a few drivers to ready up. As you can see, a couple of gaps in the grid. One of them just being filled.
I believe Hunt is our last driver to join the grid.
Hunt and Hansford we are waiting for at the moment, but shows the little timer, and it looks like we're gridding. I don't think Hansford is going to make it, but we will come towards the green flag here. Green flag is out and they're underway. It's a good start for the top 3. Van Gool already getting into the slipstream of Rizzo and forming a bit of a train behind. Looks like there's some overtaking action further towards the back as well. As get a wider camera angle here, coming towards the first proper overtaking corner, and there's already contact behind. A few spins as well.
A few of our drivers, holy moly. Viveka, Jacquelet, Ayres, all spun round. Viveka has retired immediately, pitted immediately.
Yeah, I believe McDonald was involved as well.
Yeah, Jacquelet also towing to the pit lane. Everyone else making it through clean, but yeah, McDonald was involved. Ayres was involved down from 8th position there. Malcolm looks like they were involved as well. I'm unsure on that one. Everyone else seemed to get through cleanly, but I mean, we'll have to get a replay on that later, but it did look fairly violent between the two cars that initially caused the incident. Couldn't quite see who it was, but everyone else making their way down the Bentley straight now, drafting their way about. Look at that, snaking around in the back of the shot there. Newman leads everyone through Brundle.
You can see Katz there made a move on Sampson. Some of them taking a lot of curb on the apex.
Gould basically
yeah,
entirely off the ground.
Yeah, well, that's what that curb does to you, and yeah. So I think we've decided that the Bentley Straight is already a pretty good overtaking opportunity.
Lots of shuffling around on our timing board as we come across the line. Newman still leading our race. Bristow still in second. Van Gool making up the position on Rizzo to take third. Hunt also making up a position to be in fifth. Katz in sixth. Samson seventh. Jones eighth. Hardy ninth. And Kellyman 10th. Kellyman, I believe, one of our biggest winners so far, up from 14th to 10th. Newman and Bristow very close together. Bristow trying to attach his front bumper to the rear of Newman as they slowly drag themselves away from the pack that is forming behind them as Gould leads the gaggle of cars. I believe that's, I'd say, 5 to 6 cars all battling for this.
And one of the battles here, Rizzo on the inside of Van Gool. Just taking that position up.
Retaking the position he started in.
Yeah, they've been going past each other for for the 3 minutes this race has been happening. Hopefully they keep it up for 12.5 more minutes. Not 12.5, 11.5.
So by the looks of it, we're probably going to get about 7 to 8 laps of racing. I think my calculations indicate toward the 7 laps mark.
Yep, here we go. Lead for the move for the lead, not lead for the move. Pete Newman managing to hold it there around the outside of the first corner, gives you inside for the second. But Dan Bristow is still so close. Is he going to try on the inside of this long right-hander? There's not going to be anything there. But, I don't know, can you set up into here? Or is he just going to be setting up for the straight? Looks like he's just going to be setting up for the straight, as a good exit and the toe will pull you ever closer. Looks like a turn 1 move might be imminent.
Come across line. He's having a look. He's set the fastest lap of the race so far by a 10th.
And it's taken away.
Snatching that back.
Here we go.
Ooh, not quite. Ooh, oof. Was that a tap? It looked like a very minor bump there.
I believe room was left on the inside, and then it was duly taken away when Bristow did not occupy the space.
Very wide out onto the AstroTurf there. We're on board with Bristow, so this is what it's looking like from his perspective, and there's a lot of bumper in the screen right now. He does not want that to remain there for the rest of the race, so he's looking for a place to move, but this middle sector is not the best to be making moves on. It's a lots of sweeping corners. He's going to try and hang on onto the straight, and well, we've seen how powerful slipstreaming has been in previous races, so we'll see how powerful it is here. Gaining. He was 2 tenths down at the beginning of the straight. He is now not even a tenth behind as he makes the move. Is he passed cleanly? He is. Bristow taking the lead, our first leader swap of the race here at Snetterton. but Newman doesn't seem too pleased about that. He's hanging on his rear bumper. We come into Coram, the final couple of corners of the lap. Further back here, our pack has slimmed somewhat. We've got 5 cars remaining in this train as they have slightly pulled away from the group behind.
Yeah, it looks like there's been some sort of incident further behind as well. I saw Andy Maxwell dropping wholesale positions.
Yeah. Well, you can see that Jones has dropped 3 seconds onto this pack, almost, so perhaps incident avoidance was necessary at some point. Is Bristow...
Where's Dan Bristow? Hang on, excuse the iRacing UI here. No, that was just a massive internet blink. I thought he might have disconnected there for a second.
So, playing the bait the commentary team game here and disconnect his internet for a couple of seconds. I mean, if I had the opportunity, I would. So.
Yeah, then we've got Katz and Hunt here going side by side. Hunt on the left, Katz on the right, are just combining their names there. Hunt managing to be in front of Katz. I can't remember how that one started, but looks like we're going to get a bit of a move on the exit here. Katz going to have the inside once again for the right-hander, but with a long straight coming up, you can't help but feel that that's not going to be there for a very long time.
That's done is it's separated this pack of 5 into the pair at the front and the 3 at the back, because they're still battling through Brundle. And it's not doing either of them any favours. They're very slow out of that corner. Into bomb hole they both go.
You can see how much Samson caught up just in that whole affair.
Yeah, Samson's going to be looking for a way past, especially if they make a mistake. One of them is sent spearing off into the grass. It is iRacing grass after all. You touch that grass, you have no grip. So he's going to have to keep an eye out and sense any opportunities and take them as they come. I mean, very close together lap times between each of these groups. Say the main outlier there is the Hunt time, almost a 2:08. Really being pushed by Katz.
It looks like there's a battle behind actually with Roger Morton and Joe McDonald. I believe that's Morton on the inside, McDonald on the outside. We'll see if you can stick it around the outside at this hairpin. Looks like you just about can actually, and you get the inside for the next corner. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities to stick it around the outside in this at this track.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the cars that we're in as well. It's
Ooh, very loose for Joe McDonald. I don't know why he's gone straight on.
Flipped the
What's happened to that car?
Perhaps?
He's just stopped.
Perhaps a hardware failure of some kind. Not what you want to be seeing. Hopefully he can get himself moving again. We're on with Darrell Wright. Darrell Wright, of course, battling with Jamie Ayres just behind. Going on to the Bentley straight.
McDonald is moving now.
Temporary glitch of some kind, perhaps. Ooh. Ayres licking the stamp and sending it one-day delivery, making the move onto Darrell Wright. Darrell Wright taking a very wide line, and I mean the opportunity was there. Why don't you just send your car through the gap?
Yeah.
See what
After
sticks.
all, why not?
He's got a fairly substantial gap now. The gap has shifted from being 0.4 seconds behind to nearly 0.6 ahead, 6/10. That's a second difference from where you originally was. So hats off.
Looks like there's been some form of incident here with Carl Hardy and Craig Jones. It told me that they crashed. That's not a happy looking bumper on the Safeguard Bar Result clothing car of Carl Hardy.
Hardy's front bumper waggling in the wind. As we see Rizzo tempting. Oh my word, here we go. We've got a train, our 5-car train once again. The 3 just here and then the 2 slightly further back. Van Gool and Rizzo taking turns to be the ceremonial, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well,
pacemaker. Yeah.
All of these guys in prime position. Looks like there's a battle for the lead here as well, but we've got an overtake here too, nearly. Well, Pete Newman actually managed to get past Dan Bristow. I don't think it's over yet, so I might just have a quick look at that. And it's absolutely not over yet. Looks like there was a bit of contact there into Coram.
Yeah, a little crossing over the nose of the machine of Bristow. Newman managing to maintain control of it. That is a menacing sight, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think
T1's not going to know what's going to hit it.
If you're Dan Bristow, you want to be getting on with this battle because the 5 cars behind are feisty and they're all very, very close to each other. Much closer than this pack, in fact. I think they're going to be 2 by 2, nearly 3 wide coming into the Montreal hairpin, I believe it's called. And
fact-checking.
Peter Van Gool just winning out on that one ahead of Cesare Rizzo. Then it's got Katz, Hunt and Sampson. But don't hold your breath because I don't think this order's going to be lasting for very long with how close they are.
I mean, at this point, you might as well take the 5 names you see here, shake them up, put it in a hat, shake it up, pull them all out one by one, and that'll be your order at the end of the race. It's so close here at the pointy end of the grid, the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, any place. It could be anywhere. Coming around again on to the Bentley Straight. Take your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to end up in 3rd position at the end of this straight? Van Gool, Rizzo, they crash each other out? Who knows? We'll see them as they come through into Brundle. Maintaining position for now. Rizzo getting very close to the rear bumper of Van Gool.
Yep, by the looks of things, we're just about going to have one more lap for them to try and sort themselves out into the finishing order for race 1. As we come round, I'm just going to confirm that we're going to get another lap here actually, because it's going to be very close. Looks like something's happened to Roger Morton towards the tail end of the grid, and yes, we will get one more lap here as Pete Newman and Dan Bristow make their way into turn 1. Have a look, see if there's going to be a late dive from Bristow at the hairpin. Nothing doing there, so let's just come back to this group here. Van Gool defending from Rizzo. Katz trying to get past Rizzo. That looks like there might have been some form of contact there. Camera angle not being very helpful. But still no position changes in this group.
I think Van Gool had a very slow exit on the corner, and Rizzo, all that overspeed ended up in the rear bumper of Van Gool. So no position change yet, but they're getting desperate. They're going to try everything they can. See there, sliding around the car of Hunt, I believe. making their way to the Bentley Straight once more. Through Williams they go. The final asking of the straight. Can it produce an overtake for Rizzo? Rizzo, hard done by the race start.
It looks like Rizzo's just bump drafting him, to be honest, but battle for the lead is ensuing. Bristow's going to have a look probably down the inside here. Yes, he is. They are side by side. Looks like, in fact, nothing's happened still in that gaggle of 5 behind. But Bristow is crucially going to have the inside here. We'll see how much that matters. He's having to get onto the brakes a bit, actually, coming into the corner. Newman's going to have the inside now. There's going to be a bit of door banging as we go out. They're both going to be full throttle here. Who is going to win it? Bristow looks like he might have a bit of a run. They're still side by side here. Who's going to get it? I think it's going to be Bristow by a nose.
Oh.
And just about. And there's stuff going on behind as well.
3 thousandths of a second. That's a finish. That's a finish that you're going to want to frame. That's beautiful. That was.
Now I was convinced that I would want to interview one of the people in the pack of 5. I might be changing to Newman after this one.
Bristow taking the win and taking what seemed to be a fairly safe pole to win for Newman should be taken away from him.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes in racing, I guess. Bristow happened to be the strongest guy at the line. And there we are. He managed to stick it around the outside of the final corner. Speaking of, we've just got our final few drivers coming across the line. So, you know what time it is.
It's interview time. No, it's wheel time.
Time for the wheel. Did you nearly forget?
I want full. 7?
Well, unfortunately, you're getting 7. Going to be Martin Sampson on the pole.
Incidentally, isn't that the 7 that we've been seeing all within a few tenths of each other all the way through that race?
Funnily enough, yes. Yes, it is. So, I think you were excited for interview time. Now I think we can get interview time. Who would you like? I think you can do this one if you want.
I want to speak. I want to speak with our race winner there. Actually, I think
good luck. I don't think he's going to be there.
Is Newman?
I believe Newman will probably be there. Yeah, Newman will probably be there, but Bristow will not.
Well, Bristow is in the optical chat. I see him. 4th down.
Yeah, but he's not going to be at his computer.
Oh, right, that makes sense.
I actually went over this last week. I managed to get an interview with him for once, and he said he just goes and has a smoke between races.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let's snag Newman in. Let's have a speak because I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that battle. I'm going to drag him in. Give me a second.
That's not the one.
I've got it. Coming in now.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Are you available for a quick interview between rounds?
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
So, I'll take this away with the leading question while Jason shows us our race results. That was honestly a sensational battle from where we were sat. We saw that you guys had been racing nose to tail for the entire race. How was it from inside the car? Was it clean? Was there a few bumps between yourselves?
Oh well, it's just an awesome, clean little race, really. Was just talking to Dan about it then, and like from my point of view, I was sort of in the back of my mind just wanting to finish the race, either first or second. So you get like a clean point bonus. So I was trying to be not pick up one of those 1Xs if you go off track, and also go for the fastest lap. And I think he knew what I was going to do when I let him go by and then drop back behind him to go for the fastest lap. And then he sort of dropped back as well to sort of scupper my plans on that.
Oh, I see.
So
No.
it was all a bit of a long-winded chess game, and obviously towards the end, I kind of thought I had it. Wasn't overly too sure about that contact on the end, so I sort of like, I don't know, I kind of handed it to him off the corner, and then regretted my decisions and was like, oh no, I should actually look at this, and I don't know. Didn't realise he had such a good run off the corner, so kind of
Yeah.
cost myself the win on that.
Yeah, we saw you both coming through basically neck and neck through the last couple of corners, and of the aforementioned bumping of doors on the final corner. I do have a question. Actually, we are going to announce the fact that it is seven. It is the top 7 that will be reversed. I believe the smallest amount that can be. So we've seen yourself and Newman battling all throughout, and we've seen the pack of 5. I don't know if you saw in your relative battling behind you. So now that's being flipped on its head. You now have that gaggle of 5 cars that are all very, very close on times ahead of you. Do you feel confident in the next race, or do you feel like something can go? Let's say something can go a bit awry with the closeness of cars just ahead of you.
Yeah, I think we're probably just going to try and sit behind them all, like see what happens with them. Try not to get involved in any incidents. Give myself a little bubble of safety as such, and try and just keep grinding these points and bring it home.
Fair enough. I look forward to seeing you in the next race, Jason. Do you have a question?
I don't have any questions other than good luck for the next few races, and
Cheers, guys.
obviously enjoy.
Yeah. I'll move you back up to the interview room, and you can make your way back to your chat. Thank you for speaking with us, Pete. Good luck.
Brilliant. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
All right. So, very close race between our top 7 there. And well, they're going to be the ones that are going to be flipping places. So, any closing thoughts on this race, Jason?
Well, I'm just looking forward to races 2, 3, and 4 as usual. Obviously, they're slightly more chaotic than the first one. Probably slightly less now that we've got all drivers pretty much on similar pace up at the front. But it's still going to be a very interesting one. And with that, I think we can head into our short little break. So don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly with race 2. And welcome back for race 2 of the what's it called again? The UK Sim Racing MX-5 Pro Series. There you go. My brain will start to work eventually.
Right words in the right order.
Yeah, exactly. Looking forward to race 2, and I believe we have everyone joined in the server now. So it shouldn't be too long until we get the final call and until race 2 gets underway. Going to be quite an interesting one because we saw our top 7 drivers constantly embroiled in battle last time around, and it's going to be the top 7 that are reversed, so they're going to be all together there once again at the front.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing them all battling the other way around. So we've got Samson will be our pole sitter in the blue and I believe orange wheeled car, and then Hunt will be joining them on the front row, which will put the leaders that finished a couple of thousandths apart from each other. They will be starting 6th and 7th. So it'll be interesting. We did hear from Human that his strategy isn't to push for the win immediately, but he's going to try and create a buffer, get some points, and go for fastest lap. However, you never know going into the race. You know, you start seeing, oh, I could go for 5th here, I could go for 4th here, and then you're just pushing the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, well, no doubt he's going to try and make his way up to the front because as a race, that's naturally what you want him to do. But he's not one to make risky moves. From what we've seen, actually. Is everyone in the server? No, not everyone's in the server because we're still waiting on Dan Bristow actually. I thought to myself, everyone's in. No, not everyone's in. So, still waiting then. But shall we take a look at someone who's doing some laps?
indeed, I think let's get them on screen.
Just following Craig Jones here as you see probably the least useful camera angle at all possible. If it could pan, that would be lovely. A little move down the inside there in practice, so
seems to be brighter as well. It was a miserable all afternoon when we were watching it before, but the sun's come out for this race.
Yeah, we were having a proper afternoon in Suffolk.
Ooh.
Norfolk.
Oh, I'm googling this. I'm checking.
It's Norfolk.
Are you sure?
Yes, I've just checked.
Have you just checked? Darn it! I was gonna mess with you there. Yeah, I've spotted Snetterton. Well, that was easy to find Snetterton.
It's actually a lot more north than I thought it would be. But oh well.
Yeah, it's not too far away from Norwich at all.
We are actually going into the race. Yeah, and noticeably, actually, as I will get the grid up, you're going to see Charles Kellyman in 7th place. Now he's actually starting on the 8th grid spot. So Dan Bristow was scheduled to be here, but clearly something has come up. There's probably maybe some internet issues. We did see a massive lag spike from him.
He is in the call with everyone, so
Yeah, but
an unusual circumstance.
I guess we will have to find out later as we go green once again here. And pretty good start there from Martin Sampson up at the front. And they're all just trying to slipstream off of each other coming into turn 1. We've got Cesare Rizzo and Andreas Katz going side by side. Hunt having a big moment there on exit. That's going to allow Katz to his inside. Rizzo's going to try it as well. He's going to try and follow through. I think they were 3 wide for a moment there.
Yeah.
I say all come out clean. That's not all coming out clean. I believe it was something to do with Ayres and Kellyman. Possibly Viveka down there as well. Oh, there's a spinner now. Well, there's Rizzo.
Rizzo facing the wrong way, taking too much speed through that corner. It happened almost span out going through turn 2 and did it again through turn 3 and just couldn't catch it. So that will be Rizzo sent down to the last position. A recovery drive required from our, I believe, fourth place qualifier earlier on.
Yeah, Peter Van Gool going very wide there as well. We'll see whether this allows Pete Newman an easier time at trying to get past, as we're now coming towards the Bentley Straight. So if there's a good exit here, then we could be seeing an overtake, but I believe we will be seeing an overtake up towards the front. Katz is right on the back of Sampson. He's going to pull out to the left-hand side. Inside for the first bit. Oh, what is that in the background?
Missing a wheel is Joe McDonald, I believe.
Yeah, that was. We just saw in the background absolute carnage as Katz does manage to get past Sampson, and Pete Newman did get past Peter Van Gool. And also side by side a little bit further back between Darrell Wright and Carl Jacquelet. It looks like Wright is just about going to wrestle that position away from Jacquelet, and he is now clear.
Hanging door mirrors from the 8th position car up ahead, so
a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Chaotic, I think the word is.
Yeah.
From our drivers this time around. 1 lap in and already 2 cars out of commission.
Yep, Jacquelet not giving up the position too easily either, going down the inside of turn 1. Is that going to open him up for a move into turn 2? Depends if Wright is close enough, but there's action just behind them as well. As Roger Morton trying to get past Carl Hardy, and does, but Hardy has a good exit here. Although he's going to have the outside for turn 3. We've seen it work before. Is it going to work again? It looks like that's a no for now. Ooh, that's, is that Morton wide? No, it was Jacquelet wide.
what on earth is going on as we see...
Viveka's trying to get into the action as well now. He's just trying to get past these guys as quickly as humanly possible.
Viveka, top 10 qualifier, but span out in our last race.
Once again, Morton and Hardy side by side. Carl Hardy just about getting that position back, but they've, in all of this, they've dropped a second to Jacquelet and Wright ahead. And oh, that's a very strange spin for Morton. That was a really weird one.
So this is what we saw earlier from the Barry and McDonald crash. One of them just spinning out and taking another car's wheel off.
Jamie Ayres there trying to move his way back up the pack.
Still cracking on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just behind Roy Viveka. And if I go up a bit further towards the front, I believe we may be seeing something here for second place. Dan Hunt is going to choose to go to the left in front of the right-hander of turn 1. Martin Sampson there sticking it on the inside. Is Hunt going to be able to make it work on the outside? Looks like they're still side by side. It's going to be another right-hander. So Sampson could keep this. It looks like Pete Newman might try and get involved as well. Just about off of the back bumper of Dan Hunt. Is Dan Hunt going to send one down the inside in turn 3? He absolutely does. And it looks like they're going to be side by side coming out of the corner once again as well. Samson just about getting the better run, but it's going to be another left-hander here, so Hunt's going to have the inside once again. This section of track just seems really good for going side by side, and I'm not sure what makes it so, but they are still side by side. Coming into another left-hander, Dan Hunt just about managing to get clear there.
An incredible sequence of corners between our two drivers here. I think what you were alluding to with what makes it so good, it's such a flowing section of track with the long open corners that they can just hang it around the outside and leave the car there. So we're seeing Newman going to attempt to make Samsung take the long way around through Brundle.
Ooh, was there contact there as he spins? It looks like there was, because Newman's slowing down, yep. He is a very clean racer, is Pete Newman, so he won't be happy if he's made the pass with contact and they're just slowing down until Samson recovers and presumably gets back past. He's also being battled now by Carl Jacquelet, just getting through. And that's going to bring him back into this battle behind. He just chooses to let everyone through. I think he's going to be going for that fastest lap at this point, like he said. If you get back to these sorts of positions, the points taper off slightly less. So I think he's just going for clean air rather than anything else, as Jamie S is going to try one down the inside of Darrell Wright into turn 1. And looks like he's going to get that move done immediately, so no eternal side-by-side action here at the moment, but Viveka is also going to be trying to get past.
Viveka,
slight contact there.
Slightly understeering wide, and that loses the car of, I'm losing my face, it's Wright, loses the car of Wright 2 positions to Viveka and Hardy. So Viveka now into the top 10. That might be looked at later on. I think Newman alluded to earlier that with the incident points and the contacts, you do lose a couple of points here and there. So everything to play for. It is our last round of the season, race 2 of 4. So every
absolutely.
point matters.
Yeah, the way it works with the incidents and points, if you manage to get a 0 incident race, then you get 5 extra points. You get 3 points for leading a lap, 2 points for the fastest lap, and 2 points for the pole position for race 1. Those are all the bonus points on offer. It's coming down the Bentley straight. I don't think there's going to be any moves this time around. I could be proven wrong with an absolute send. But a bit too far away for anyone to make any sort of move. But Andy Maxwell's not got the best exit here. Could be under pressure from Carl Jacquelet. Jacquelet having to having to let off. There you go. And looks like Jamie is going to try and sneak one down the inside of Samson, but he closes the door just in time. To use a NASCAR saying, you could throw a blanket over these guys.
gluing their bumpers together, coming into our 5th lap of the race. Andreas Katz, our current leader, has been holding that position for a fair few laps now. Hunt in 2nd, Gould 3rd, Jones 4th, Markham 5th, Maxwell 6th, Jacquelet 7th. Ayres making the move on Samson, possibly makes them very, very close to Jacquelet, just ahead.
I think a slight bit of contact with Samson and Jacquelet, but no wrongdoing there.
A little push. If Jacquelet was any slower there, I think Ayres would have had to have conceded that overtake back over to Samson. So hard racing.
Issues behind. Yeah, that's Hardy is involved, Viveka's involved, Wright's involved, Pete Newman's involved. as well. Hard racing does unfortunately sometimes produce incidents.
Can't be too happy about that.
No, but hey, that's how it goes. He had a good race. Well, Newman had a pretty good race for the first one. I think he's just balancing out his karma here, and then he might have a decent ending. But we'll see what happens here. Andy Maxwell once again not getting the best exit off of insert corner name here. Hang on, we'll find it at some point. You've got a track map.
Well, insert corner name here, the right-hander.
Nelson, there you go.
Nelson, yeah.
But Jacqueline, I think, just struggling to find a way past Maxwell. He's got some decent pace here, and with some defensive ability, it doesn't seem too difficult to be able to defend a position here, as long as you do it in the right places. Looks like we're going to be side by side here once again. Oh, very close there. Nearly the complete opposite way around to how it happened last lap. But once again, Sampson and Ayres going at it at the back of this train. Yeah, seems fairly easy to hold it around the outside of turn 3.
Very, very aggressive driving from everyone involved here.
Yeah, the trouble with this battling is that you lose a chunk of time to the guys ahead. But Jamie Ayres already now onto the back of Carl Jacqueline. See if any moves can be made here into Brundle. It also, by the looks of things, have Scott Malcolm just in front of them. They managed to catch up to. So this could be quite an interesting battle. 5 cars battling on the 6th lap of 8.
Yes, please.
I wonder where we've seen 5 cars battling at this track before. Oh, a bit of brakes there for Jacqueline with Ayres right behind. Forces Ayres into a bit of, Ayres into a bit of avoiding action. Oh my
no.
Goodness me. That was some air. Has something happened to Dan Hunt? He is dropping quite significantly. Don't have anything on the timing screen. But the second place was solid for him. But unfortunately he's now down into 3rd, so I'm not sure what happened there, but some moves going on here. Look at Jamie Ayres just driving it in deep. But unfortunately for him, that's not going to give a good exit. But he'll still keep it in front of Maxwell.
They're getting very desperate now.
Yeah, only Scott Malcolm to deal with now of this train. And then he can try and make progress forward, but there's a 5.3 second gap ahead of Malcolm, so not sure how far you're going to be going with that one.
Ayres going very deep into all these corners now. He's outbraking himself and the car ahead. So he's getting to the point where he's realizing he can shave a couple of seconds in, well, a couple of tenths into each corner, but at what cost? Hopefully not a front bumper, because it's now basically within touching distance of Malcolm, just ahead as they come onto the straight. Malcolm with a bad exit. So Ayres not able to make the most of the draft, but might be able to get past just by the sheer length of the straight anyway.
Yeah,
into Brundle as they go.
We've seen it done. Malcolm decides to not go side by side through there. Maybe just trying to avoid incidents as much as possible. And Ayres does manage to get through here. We'll see what Maxwell can do. Ooh, bit wide on entry for Malcolm there. Nearly opening the door up for Maxwell, as Katz has come across the line to take the white flag. It's going to be 1 lap to go. He's got a pretty hefty lead, I must admit. So perhaps not going to be the most difficult of wins from here on out, as long as he keeps it on track. Looks like we've got a ding-dong battle here. Just reaching its conclusion with Andy Littler getting past Roger Morton.
Clean. White flag, white flag. Everybody on to the final lap as we go. So yeah, no, our main battle does seem to be this 6th place. Let's go with the word kerfuffle. I like that word. These guys have all been at some point into the door of another, so interesting to see how it is when they come onto the straight. I feel one of them is going to try and hang in there through Brundle at the end of the Bentley straight. So coming around this corner.
Oh, that's not what you want to do. Not at all.
Jack Olette, a real shame for him. He's been driving so well for the last portion of this race.
Yeah, I was just about to say actually that Jack Olette had rejoined the kerfuffle, but the commentator's curse had happened before I even opened my mouth.
Maxwell and Malcolm coming through the final set of corners. And now Maxwell ducking and diving, trying to get past Malcolm, throwing several blocks. Maxwell doesn't seem too best pleased about it, but there's only one braking point to go. Going to have to settle for 7th place as Katz takes the win for the race. Van Gool 2nd, Hunt 3rd. Jones, our leading AM driver, in 4th. Ayres 5th. Malcolm taking home 6th with Maxwell 900ths behind. Samson 8th. Hardy 9th, and unfortunately for Jack Olette, only able to take home 10th position.
You'll try and see what damage Pete Newman has here. Can't see anything from the camera angles we're given, and he's going to be stopping immediately. But let's have a spin of the wheel so that they can get the next session up as quickly as possible. Our laggy wheel is going to be coming around, and it's going to say a 13.
13, I'll let the organisers know. 13 positions, which will be putting Vaker on pole for race 3.
Oh. Let me go back there. So that is the... What is that? The 675 of Mick Barry. Well, I don't quite know... I think it was just a bit of a drift onto the Bentley straight through the entire corner, and then just trying to get it collected up. Unfortunately, doesn't manage to, and I think that's the cleanest wheel breakage I've ever seen, and then it just happens to come straight back onto the car.
I'm
okay.
at a loss for words.
Sure.
I think new technology.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Shall we have a quick interview?
Do you want to take this one away?
I can do.
Pick someone in.
Let's put up the results. Let's have Andy Maxwell. He had some nice battles through the time. Hello, Andy. You're right for a quick interview.
Hello. Who's that?
It's Jason up in the commentary booth.
Oh, hi. Sorry, wasn't
Hello.
expecting that. How you doing?
Yeah, no worries. We're doing well. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I'm just getting used to a new headset and brake profile for the first time tonight. So, yeah,
Okay,
the
well,
first race,
yeah.
no feedback whatsoever, so it was on ice.
Well, second race seemed to go pretty decently for you, I think. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was great to be in the crowd and try and keep it safe and keep going, really. So, about survival, mostly.
Yeah, no, exactly. There was some great battles that we saw throughout the race. I think you didn't get a break that entire time, and just about nearly pipping Scott Malcolm on the line as well.
Oh yeah, so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost. Didn't realise that was the last lap, but hey, it was so fun. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I think if the line had been 100 meters further away, then maybe you would have had that, but unfortunately wasn't to be. But still pretty good and obviously very fun. It seemed to us like it wasn't actually that difficult to keep it side by side with someone through that middle section. What's your thoughts on that?
You're right. I mean, it's quite wide. It's yeah, and you can, with careful placement and spatial awareness, can keep it close side by side. But I think Pete and Dan are the best examples of that. It's just incredible to watch those two.
Yep, absolutely. And I think a quick note on the overall championship. I believe, unfortunately, unless the next two races go incredibly well, I believe Peter Van Gaal is just about going to overtake you for the fourth place in the overall championship. But you're definitely up there.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I find myself extremely surprised to be anywhere near in the top 10 on the, with those fast guys. They're somebody, they're people I want to aspire to get as fast as, and hopefully, top 5. If I can get that, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we will see, and good luck for the rest of the races. I'll just move
Thank
you up
you.
into the waiting room, and you can make your way back to chat.
Well, thank you for your commentary, and yeah, it's great to watch. I always watch it every night.
Oh, well, thank you very much, and good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, no, Maxwell made up the position, started 10th that race. So congratulations to him pushing up to 7th position. So I'm very excited for our next race. Of course, we just spoke to Maxwell, our leading AM driver as well, in the championship for the autumn season, currently 4th, and overall, I believe, because he is 4th, whereas I believe the closest AM driver is far way down. I can't actually find where.
Ralph Cullinan is the next
10th.
AM driver. He's in 10th position overall, and not here.
Not here tonight. So extending his gap, cars behind. But yeah, very interesting race. Lots of drama, lots of spins, lots of overtakes, and hopefully this drama can continue into our next race round, race 3 here at Snetterton.
Yeah, no doubt it will, with the 13-car reverse as well. But I guess we will have to find out, and it's only a short wait now. So we'll once again take a short break, and we'll be back for coverage of race 3. Welcome back, everyone, for race 3 of the UK Sim Racing MX-5 Pro Series Week 12 season finale here at Snetterton 300. Just 2 races left in not only the current season, the autumn season, but also the overall, made up of the 3 previous seasons. And we are soon going to be in qualifying. Not qualifying, sorry, the race 3. I've been saying race 3 the entire time. And it looks like Bristow is once again not going to be here. I don't see him in the server at the moment.
Oh, I think he's unfortunately checked out for the evening.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate, but we are now seeing the driver's grid up, so I will quickly run us through this starting order. We've got Roy Viveka on pole, with Darryl Wright in second place, Cesare Rizzo is in third, with Jacqueline fourth, Hardy is in fifth, Samson sixth, Maxwell, who we've just spoken to, is in seventh, Scott Malcolm eighth, Jamie Ayres ninth, Craig Jones is 10th, Dan Hunt is in 11th, with Peter Van Cool in 12th. Andreas Katz 13, Toon 14, Newman 15, Littler 16, Morton 17, Kellyman 18, Barry 19, McDonald 20. That's the entire grid, and they're just about to get underway. Here we go. That is a good initial launch from Cesare Rizzo. Immediately saw that one. It looks like he's going to be challenging for the lead in turn 1 from third position.
Almost 3 wide in some places there, looking very feisty as the grid. They're battling it out once again. We head into more of a sunset-drenched track now. Seeing lots of position changes here as cars are battling side by side, as we see Malcolm spinning around onto the power a bit too hard. I don't know if he hit the wall there, so hopefully see him enjoying the track. We see another car flying off. That is right. 2 cars now.
Dear, where's he gone?
Mistakes on power.
Pete Newman here just trying to make his way as far up as possible, as quickly as possible. But it doesn't help when the 2 ahead of you are battling. But now he's joined this battle, just trying to get past Craig Jones here. He's going to have the inside line, so we'll see if that's going to work out for him here. Jones just going maybe a bit wider than he might have wanted to. Touching a bit of the grass. And someone's off. Oh,
wow!
That's a lot of... we'll wait until the shot down the straight comes on, but that's a lot of cars off there.
Hardy, Samson, Van Gool.
Yep. Well, yeah, we've seen
it all now.
Yeah.
Reckon
try and figure out what happened there.
They're increasing the number of cars crashing on the straight each race. We're going to see 4 people in the wall next race.
That's a bold prediction. You can see how much Pete Newman's trying to just save as much time as possible. Because just clipping the grass all the time. We change back from to a more useful camera angle. They're going to be 3 wide going into turn 1 here. Any of them going to back out? That's a no, Chief. And Andreas Katz is the overall, I guess, loser of that situation. Craig Jones just trying to come across. He wasn't completely clear. Roger Morton nearly joining this battle as well. My apologies, that was Maxwell coming across, was it not? Yes, it was. And Jones just joining the battle. But Katz and Maxwell, oh dear, no! Maxwell got it a bit wrong, straight into Katz, and that's a hard hit on the right-hand wall. And Katz just rolling back slightly onto the track.
Katz able to keep it out of the wall, thankfully. But it doesn't look too good for the side of Maxwell there. Big shunt.
No, unfortunately, this hasn't been the cleanest start to a race we've ever seen. But hopefully that is not going to be a continuing thing. And by the looks of things, we're going to have a decent battle here coming up into turn 9. Brundle. Roy Viveka trying to defend from Carl Jacquelet, who's also trying to defend from Jamie Ayres. Ayres now alongside Jacquelet, just about backing out of that one though. As we've seen drivers go too wide through here, it hasn't gone particularly well for them, just trying a move there, but it's being blocked off. And a little dab of the brakes, maybe just putting him off slightly.
Jacquelet playing hardball there all the way through there.
Ooh.
And,
also playing onto the grass. And Dan Hunt has got a nice little run here. He can defend to the inside all he likes, but Dan Hunt is going to be alongside and is probably going to be completely clear by the time we get to turn 1, as he is. And Ayres there trying to get past Viveka, as we see Rizzo just trying to run away in the lead. And looks like that move is done and dusted.
cars now starting to starting to settle, and someone comes along to prove me wrong. Here's Morton right slap bang in the middle of a very, very excited Donald trying to make a move onto the grass there, and just behind Michael Barry in the white and red machine just up ahead, taking a very tight line through into Hamilton.
Yeah, I think the stewards have got to make sure that Joe McDonald doesn't have dirt tyres on that car.
I'm surprised he's still this close.
So either way, he's going to have dirt on his tyres now, but doesn't seem to be affecting him too much because he's still right on the back of Morton. It looks like behind Kellyman's just got past Littler as well. And I believe we're going to be having... there's nothing happening a bit further up, so we'll keep on this. And potential of a move down the inside, not quite working, and that was a very slow Craig Jones.
That's got to be some sort.
Craig Jones? No, Mick Barry. Sorry, I'm getting confused with people again. At least they drive similar coloured cars this time.
Well, not oof. Well, yeah, this time around, just the wheels that are different on these cars. Very nice way of determining which car's which, the multicoloured wheels.
Move for third place. Dan Hunt just getting past Viveka, but is Viveka going to have a bit of immediate revenge? Nope. That's not going to work out in his favour. We're on lap 4 of 8 here, so just about halfway through. And running order for the top 10 currently stands at Rizzo, Ayres, Hunt, Viveka, Jacquelet, Newman, Jones, Barry, Morton and McDonald. Looks like Mick Barry's having some fun times with his internet. And Roger Morton right on his rear bumper.
Both of them staying nose to tail, as we've seen for so much of this event. So,
yeah. Meanwhile,
he's dropped.
Pete Newman's caught Carl Jacquelet as well.
Ooh.
Caught and is currently passing. Is probably the more accurate representation of that, but it's just about stalled out here, the gap. Jacquelet just leaving the space though. Almost letting him through, and who is that off? Is that Ayres up at the
Ayres?
Yeah.
That is Ayres.
There's a lot of drivers taking trips into the grass here. What have they changed between sessions?
The position. Yeah, Hunt's trying to make it work on the inside. So Ayres will have a little bit of dirt on his tyres, pushing him wide onto the concrete lattice there, but I think he's got the place. Hunt is through.
You say through, there's going to be battles here again.
No.
Is Pete Newman going to make it 3 wide? I doubt he is. Knowing what he was saying when we got our interview with him. But they are still going to be side by side for second position, Hunt and Ayres. Hunt on the inside, Ayres on the outside. We know for a fact that this can work either way because it's gone either way before. And it looks like it's going to go Ayres' way this time unless Hunt can get a bit of a switch back on. Looks like he's not gaining. Though maybe Pete Newman is actually now making it 3 wide here. Is there going to be contact? Naturally, yes. As you make it 3 wide, there's going to be contact in the middle of the corner. But running Ayres now... running order. I'm just getting my words in the wrong order. Running order now, Rizzo, Ayres, Newman, Hunt, Jacqueline. As Newman trying to make up as much as physically possible. And Ayres trying to use as much track as possible and a bit more, so that's not going to give him a good run.
We've been seeing this from Ayres in previous races where he's been overdriving the car too much, and we've seen it here as well.
Still going to try and hold it side by side. He's going to get a switchback here now. So into bomb hole, he's going to be on the left and make use of that lovely little camber. Defending heavily into the long sweeping right-hander of Coram. As we round the final corner, and we're going to be coming on to lap 6. Once again, very wide Hunt there. Probably about 30 degrees separation between him and the track, but still managing to keep it in a straight line, and still with some competitive speed on him to be able to defend from Jacqueline. But Ayres and Newman once again side by side. Give that to Pete Newman holding it round on the outside.
What this is doing, though, is it's really giving Rizzo a chance to run away with it. Rizzo was 2 seconds quicker that lap than anyone in this pack, just because of the intense battling that we're seeing here. As we see Newman blocking heavily onto Ayres. Ayres nowhere to go, having to sit behind. See dirt being kicked up into the air, and Hunt now attempting a move onto Ayres, trying to follow Newman through the corner. Can he make it stick? Just about. Running order now looking significantly different. Newman finally made the move onto Ayres. Ayres immediately dropping the position onto Hunt, Jacqueline, and Viveka behind us. We see Newman braking early.
Oh no, that's all of them.
That's every single one of them. Oh dear.
Who's come out of that? Viveka's come out of that. Hunt is now out. This promotes Craig Jones into a tidy little third.
Craig Jones silently celebrating, I imagine, trying not to jinx it for himself, but in third with some clear air on both sides, and the gaggle of cars trying to get themselves back onto track. Ayres and Newman making their way around. Barry as well. Joe McDonald up to 7th.
I think Newman probably doesn't have too much damage. I don't think there'll be too much on Ayres either, but obviously Dan Hunt having enough that he had to retire.
I think Dan Hunt was the one we saw with the collapsed suspension. I think he was the only one who took significant damage from that. A T-bone, I believe it was. Oh dear.
Well, there's been some very interesting incidents. I think Ayres has got a lot more damage than Newman does.
Yeah, I think the stewards are going to have a lot to look at after this race. Yeah, that car's looking very slow.
Yeah, Mick Barry's probably going to look for a top 5, although he doesn't necessarily have to rush.
I think he's eyeing both cars. I don't think he's just eyeing this one here. Both cars have dropped positions in his head. He's thinking, yep, both cars have got damage. Trying to give him as much time as possible to get past Newman.
Yeah, I mean,
As on though.
might be ambitious because I'm not sure how damaged Newman actually is. Obviously, there's some.
Well, he's not pulling away.
No, very true. As
As once again.
Again, that's not worked, and Mick Barry's just been effectively let through by Ayres there. Because
Newman,
Ayres had to completely back off of that one.
Was it Ayres breaking too late and Newman too early? That's 2 laps in a row.
Jones is catching Viveka very quickly and has got past. So that tidy little third has become a tidy little second. As I think Viveka is also carrying a decent amount of damage.
Ooh, what on earth? Is that Barry? Yeah, that was Barry. Barry's sideways and clipping that curb. I can't imagine the suspension will be thanking him too much for that.
There's a lot of times where I'm not entirely sure what's been happening in this race. You just see something in the background and go, ah.
Yeah, Ayres seems to have some sort of steering damage. He's going very deep into these corners, which means that McDonald promoting himself up several positions, gaining several positions from these incidents, might be able to snatch 5th from the jaws of Ayres. We're watching now. It's final lap. The car's very much waiting to get round. Ayres is desperately wanting to hold this position, but
yeah, absolutely
doesn't seem that exit speed on the corners are high enough.
I don't know. It's difficult to say, but I think with a decent tow down the Bentley straight, I think McDonald is definitely within has got a good chance here. But it looks like Newman might be able to recover back up to third, as Viveka is carrying a lot more damage than I initially thought he would be, considering he was the first out of that incident and facing forwards the entire time. But Pete Newman already getting past before the Bentley straight.
You can see the front left quarter is crumbling.
Not a good look for the number 14 Mazda, I have to admit.
How is the battle with Joe going? You see in the background.
Looks like he's catching, but I don't think it's going to be enough here to make a move into Brundle, and it is not.
Hanging on within 2/10 now, as we've been seeing having issues with cornering ability.
Taking as much track as he possibly can, and a bit more. Cesare Rizzo's already crossed the line. He's won the race for possibly one of the simplest victories that you can get. I'm not going to say easy, I'm going to say simple. But Joe McDonald here might be getting a bit of a run. This is where this camera angle is actually useful. But not a run big enough. But we will stay here to see the rest of the cars coming across. And there we go. Unfortunately, it seems like when we interview someone and give them good luck for the next few races, they don't have a very good race. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. Well, I think we should take our minds off that and instead look at the spinny wheel of fun.
Yep, it's going to be another 13.
Another 13, our final spinny wheel result of the evening.
Yep, so that is going to put Andy Littler on pole position for that one. So there will be some fighting through the field once again for these drivers to do.
Hopefully, cleanly. I fear.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that is the key word. I'm just going to have a quick look back at this. I believe this is going to be the correct replay. I think Ayres may be getting into Hunt a little bit, and then ooh, yeah, there was no T-bone for Hunt. He just got the suspension damage for this, I believe. Ooh.
Oh, crunch.
Yeah, and then we can see he just spins. It was actually left side. But either way,
we also see that first lap incident as well coming onto the straight.
let's have a look. Who was it involving again?
Van Gool.
Let's have a quick look-see. This is one that said Van Gool has gone off track. Oh dear! What happened there? So Sampson coming on. It happened before him actually. That's the 173. That's Carl Hardy had a spin into Sampson. Oh, spins back onto track. Everyone avoiding that, but not avoiding Carl Hardy. It was unfortunately on the racing line. Do we want a quick interview? You can have another one.
I don't know who to interview, honestly. I think it's been such a mix of emotions that, I mean, Ayres. I think Ayres or McDonald would be the two that I'd want to interview.
Go for it.
I'm gonna snatch Ayres from the Momo chat.
A quick one.
He's in. Hello. You available for an interview, Ayres? I fear no. I fear not.
I think that is a solid no.
I will move them back.
Yeah.
John McDonald? Do we have time?
I think we can probably go into our short break.
Fair enough. Well, it was an interesting race. I hope our final race of the evening goes a little bit cleaner. We'll catch you back here shortly.
I'll just hold the results page up for a little bit because I completely forgot to put that one up. There it is, and as Marley said, we'll be back. Welcome back for race 4. The final race of tonight, the final race of the autumn season, and the final race of the overall season is going to get underway in a few moments' time. I'm sure that attempted drift by Carl Hardy means that we are nearly there and the final call has been given. And once again, joined by Marley Watts for the final race.
Yeah, no, it's our season closer, the very last one. I'm looking forward to seeing whether these guys don't crash at Bentley straight. Wink, wink.
Yeah,
so, everyone grid up.
Yeah, here's your grid for the final race. We've got Andy Littler on pole with Darrell Wright second. Scott Malcolm is in third with Roger Morton fourth. Andreas Katz is starting in fifth with Kellyman sixth. Mick Barry is going to be starting in seventh with Joe McDonald in eighth. Jamie Ayres is ninth with Roy Viveka 10th. Pete Newman is in 11th. Got a bit of work to do for him. And Craig Jones is in 12th. We are going towards the green flag, so you can see the final drivers. You can hear the cars revving. You can see Andy Littler with a jump start. And now you can see them start overall. As look at that from Scott Malcolm. He's already up into the lead, completely unchallenged. Andreas Katz is going for right here.
Littler dropping all the way back to last, unfortunately for him.
Yep, and it looks like Katz is going to once again try the move on Darrell Wright as soon as physically possible into turn 2. That's a spinner in front of the field. That's Mick Barry. That's going to be a bit of a hold up for anyone behind him. But looks like Katz has made his way past Wright. And Scott Malcolm very, very, very wide, almost going into the next county there. And Andreas Katz managing to get through, as does Morton, as does Wright, as does Kellyman, as does McDonald. But don't hold your breath on that one, because those two are battling, and Malcolm losing it out of the corner goes straight into McDonald. That's Pete Newman off. Oh dear, that's a massive spin there. That is McDonald and that is Malcolm.
I have hesitated to say this. I have stopped myself from saying this the whole time I've been here. But cold tires, guys, come on. As we see another car thrown to the wayside there.
Yep,
couldn't quite see who that was. Rizzo slowing down.
Maxwell, I believe.
Yes.
Who's now just recovering behind a very injured Pure Sims esports car of Pete Newman. It has, he's had a good race 1, and then, frankly, nothing else has gone well for him.
Such a shame.
And there's not going to be a recovery from that. And Darrell Wright is off as well. He's nearly actually visiting the inside wall. That's quite impressive. It's about 15 metres away from the track by the looks of things.
Coming through.
Overall, I think a good descriptor for this first lap is chaos.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see everyone's headlights are on. We have reached just about the very end of sunset, or what you would count as sunset. See the sky very orange, so...
I believe that's sunrise.
Sunrise? Is this a morning race?
Yes, always is.
Oh my word. Well, that explains the sudden change in temperature.
Oh, 3 wide into the hairpin. Don't do that. There's Constantina coming down that little field, and I want you to just guess how many positions Martin Sampson's made up.
Far too many. I'm fearful of double digits.
You should be fearful of double digits, because there are actually 4 drivers in double digits at the moment. Martin Sampson being the leader of them with 15 positions made up. Peter Van Gool here trying to make it 11 by going past Jamie Ayres, and does so. Dan Hunt is up 10, and Carl Jacquelet is also up 10. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, there are winners of the chaos and there are losers of the chaos, and these guys are the winners, skillfully making their way through whatever crashes may have happened in front of them. But I think we're going to be seeing some overtakes here into Brundle. Dan Hunt very, very, very slow. That's guaranteed a damaged car. As Peter Van Gool now is going to try and get past Craig Jones on the inside. Jones just letting him through. Very smart driving there. And it looks like Viveka is right on the back of Roger Morton.
Cracking on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's wanting to crack on with it as well, because Andreas Katz has got a 4.2 second lead over Morton. I'm just actually going to check the Autumn Championship standings, because this is not good for Pete Newman. He only had Van Gool 10 points behind him. So that might actually be an overtake for the lead of the Autumn Championship, but current overtake is Ayres on Hunt, who is only dropping back. Carl Hardy, don't make it 3 wide.
We've seen enough of this, please spare us.
Just about listening to my desperation, because, well, we know how well 3 wide into that hairpin would go. And making it out all in one piece, with Dan Hunt's car finding a ton of speed, but Hardy gets into the back of him. Maybe that was a little push for help for Hunt, as he's managing to look his way past Ayres. But Ayres somehow getting the better run after having a bit of a wiggle on the exit. But Hunt's managed to make that position.
Yeah, with some fanfare as well. We're watching Kellyman now trying to defend against Van Gool. A lovely view of that sign as they come through 2 wide. Van Gool nosing ahead, and I think Kellyman just didn't want to risk being another statistic here, I'm afraid.
Well, that's fair enough. Now it looks like something has happened to Dan Hunt, and he is once again out.
Right. Crying shame. He's been at the pointy end of the grid on multiple occasions, so
Yeah, well, frankly, it's been some races to forget for what I'm sure is still going to be the eventual championship winner. But here we see Peter Van Gool passing Carl Jacquelet, and he has now made up 15 positions, just matching Martin Sampson. But Sampson is not going to let that stat go quite easily, because he's got past Roy Viveka.
Gently does it as we see Rizzo into the pit lane. Well, saw him drop down quite a few positions earlier. I don't know if this is a retirement that we'll be seeing. Watching with Samson now. So, yeah, closed right up to Morton. That gap to Katz has extended beyond 7 seconds now.
Yeah, who was the... it was Rizzo that had a quite simple win earlier on, wasn't it?
Yeah, and looks like he's passing the baton on now, because he's retired. Maxwell and Newman very temporarily showing out. It's very interesting from our little timing board here.
Yeah, and then Sampson just making his way past Morton, Viveka making his way past Morton, so that clearly wasn't the ideal exit, to say the least. But speaking of unideal, I don't think this has been the ideal evening for any of these drivers, to be perfectly honest. I'm pretty sure they've near enough all been involved in some of the incidents that we've had.
So bumper cars out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A complete roller coaster of emotions for all of our drivers. coming back to the line. Cat's not even in shot when we switch to this camera as we see Samson take the line there. What lap are we on?
Can't even see him at T1. My apologies, I forgot to put the lap counter up. It's lap 5.
Lap 5, excellent. So 4 full laps to go now. Yet that my maths is correct.
It is indeed.
Took me a second there. And yeah, no, we're seeing a little pack of cars, 4 cars up at the front. Not as close as we were seeing earlier in the first couple of races, but I can't see a reason why this one goes up fairly soon once Van Gool gets past Morton. He's been trying his hardest. Morton putting up a fight, losing them both times, so we'll have to keep an eye on this as he... Now Van Gool desperate to get past. He's ducking and weaving here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to make a move here into this right-hander, and that's decisive, to say the least. He's managed to get past. Morton, no chance of getting past onto the entry to the Bentley straight, but he's going to be in the slipstream. So Van Gool did get the better exit. So we'll see whether it's enough, and we'll see actually whether he decides to challenge it if he does get to the back, but I don't think he's going to have a choice. And no, he doesn't.
I love watching cars go through that corner. Little jump into the air as they come round.
Yeah, and then we've got Darrell Wright making his way past Alan Toon. I believe there would be some sort of damage on the 65 of Toon, because he was dropping a lot of time down the straight. And you can see these two both just, well, catching Jamie Ayres with ease, frankly. So we can tell how much damage there is on that one as well.
Ooh, going
That's
very deep is Toon.
Yeah, not the ideal line, and they're just actually catching up to Mick Barry, who had a bit of a moment earlier. Came up on my timing screen saying that he crashed, but he's still going, so really wasn't that terrible of an incident. We have just mellowed out a bit here on lap 6.
Indeed. Everyone's slowly kind of realizing that crashing is not the ideal method of gaining positions.
Well, to be fair, it is if you come out the best.
I tell that to the stewards, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't think the stewards are going to be too happy, and I remember seeing somewhere actually that any hang on, let me get the post up so that I can be completely sure that what I'm saying is accurate. I can't find the Facebook group now. There it is. Any license points that a driver receives in the final round is multiplied by 10 and deducted from their driver points.
Ouch.
So I'm not entirely sure of the license point system, but don't cause incidents on the final round, because it's going to hit hard.
Watching them come back across the line, second to last lap to go. Craig Jones looking for an opportunity on Kellyman just ahead. All very close to lap times.
Yeah, looks like he's going to get one into the Montreal hairpin. Turn 2. Ooh, just about cutting him off though, is Kellyman. So not able to make that move, and as we can see just in the foreground of shot, That is Martin Sampson, Peter Van Gool, and Rover Vaker.
Lots of shifting about on the racetrack as a switchback is attempted, but Viveka just too far ahead. Van Gool posturing very aggressively now. You can see 2 or 3 attempts at finding that gap as he finds a little crack in Viveka's defense, trying it around on the inside. Viveka pushed behind, but might have the run on him now. Sits in the slipstream.
The gap had been spotted, and it was very much so taken, but they're going to be side by side here coming into Brundle. They're on the left-hand side of the track. That's not where I expected them to come out, but still side by side now. Viveka's going to look for a switchback, but there isn't one to be found.
That's dropped them right off Samson.
Yeah. Going to be coming out towards the white flag. Katz is going to be crossing the line right about now. Well timed.
You got to give the timing board a second. Come into the white flag lap. Our closest drivers at the minute is the battle for 5th. The train for 5th, sorry, behind Morton with Jacqueline, Kellyman and Jones. And then up ahead, of course, is the Van Gool-Viveka conundrum. So we will keep an eye on this pack here as we go into the... It's Montreal hairpin, but it says Wilson there. So multiple names, multiple confusions at this point. Coming onto this isn't straight as we see Viveka and Van Gool battling it out ahead.
Yeah, Craig Jones getting ever close to the back of Kellyman, but Kellyman's pretty close to Jacqueline himself. Once the camera changes, you'll be able to see that a lot better. There we go. So it's looking like it's going to be a very decent 3-way battle. That was a bit of a close moment, but we're going to come onto the Bentley straight and see what these guys can do. I don't think any of them are close enough for a move. So if any, it'll have to be on the final turn, but that's not a good run for Kellyman. Jones behind is catching. Still catching. Is he going to choose to be alongside coming in? Kellyman just covering it off. And as we come through now towards Bombhole, I think something's happened between Mick Barry and Darrell Wright.
Catch that at the end of the race.
Yeah, coming through now. If there's any move to happen, then it's probably going to be this one, as Katz comes across to win the final race of the season. And give me my nice camera angle, because it looks like Jacquelette's got a bit of a run on Morton here. I don't think it's quite going to be enough.
Not quite. 7/100ths of a second separating them both.
I'm going to go by distance, probably about a metre in it at the line. And that is a... Ooh, that's got a lot of damage on that car. You see, Maxwell might be able to get past. Yep, just about manages it. As they come home pretty close to each other. But I think once Andy Littler has made his way around to finish the race, we can probably start thinking about who we want to interview for the final time this season.
Indeed.
I want to see whether he's crabbing at all. No crabbing, actually.
It's a nice little Monday drive.
Nice Monday drive on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I've lost count.
I was going to say, you tend to be quite busy on Mondays, so...
I'm busy most days, so every day's blurring into one. I just assume every day's Monday, and then when it isn't, I get pleasantly surprised.
Oh, good, it's not a Monday. But, yeah, I believe it would be my turn for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see who's still going to be available. Looks like we've got the entire selection available. So I think I'm probably going to take Carl Jacquelet, actually, because it was the closest finisher.
Will I bring him in?
I can.
I've got...
Hello, Carl, you alright for a quick interview?
Yes, good evening.
Hello, you get the pleasure of the final interview of the season. Very close finish in the end. How do you think the race went overall for you?
I was happy with it. Made places, kept out of trouble, mostly.
Yeah, I think keeping out of trouble was the key thing here. Not even in just this race, but in all of the races. It seemed to be quite an incident-prone track.
Yeah, it's not my favourite. In fact, it's of all the tracks in the UK, this is the one I really do not like. It's been absolutely spoilt by is it Jonathan Palmer owns it, and that it used to be a fantastic, really high-speed circuit, and it's a bit like a Skeletrix track now that you've tried to fit as much track as you can on the table.
Yeah, well, I think you're not the only one. Well, actually, I can say that with certainty, because to be honest, neither of us like it to drive really much either.
It used to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at the old layout, but
oh, the old one is awesome. You'd love it, absolutely love it. But I've had some fairly successful races, made up massive places again. But unfortunately got caught up in a couple of instances, which is a bit of a bugbear, but I need to sort out my consistency for next season.
Well, overall, a pretty good end to the season. I think that's it's probably going to put you up a few places actually. Now, just looking at the autumn championship.
Okay. I've not been looking at the points at all. I've been racing just for the pleasure.
Yeah. If yeah, I believe that will put you up a little bit. So that's probably cherry on top.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you very much,
and thank you guys for stepping up and doing the broadcasts, and thank you for Steve Hefford and Jamie Ayres and everything for all the organisation that goes on in the back.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back either broadcasting or racing, because it looks very fun to race, but it's also a blast to broadcast. So
yeah, I'm tempted to sneak in next season as well. It looks a blast to take part in.
It's some really good racing. There's so much respect given out there. It's some of the best racing I've ever done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for the interview, and we'll move you up into where everyone is.
Thank you. Yeah. Final thoughts?
Well, that rounds off a pretty cracking season, to be honest. I've been here since round 3, I think. I believe I had to miss one race, but every race that I've seen has been a very good one. Pretty much bar none, to be honest. I think this is probably the most chaos that we've seen in one of the races, admittedly, but we'll let them get away with that. It's end of season. Maybe everyone's getting a bit tired, but overall, yeah, I think it's a a great event to end off an overall fantastic season. And as I said, hopefully I'll be involved somewhat with it next time around.
Yeah, no, it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate when I've had a chance to be a part of it. And honestly, fantastic championship. Everyone's super friendly here. It's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing next season. I'll have to get in touch with Steve and see what he's planning on doing, because I'd quite like to be here again in some way or another. But yeah, without going in circles too much, I think that brings us about to an end. Do you have any closing thoughts?
No, other than thank you very much for the opportunity for being a part of this.
Yeah, well, I will extend that thank you then to Steve, Hefford, and the rest of the admin team for putting on some great racing. Thank you to all the drivers for being great at the racing. Yes, thank you to the stewards as well for going over some of the incidents when they do occur. And overall, I think that's everyone. But yeah, thank you, Marley, for joining me. And I think that's about going to wrap us up. So it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
We'll see you all around.